All right, we live again. Yeah, for those who missed it, again, I had a Muslim who challenged me for a discussion or debate, or I don't know what he calls it. So we're coming back here. I did this just for him. Use the StreamYard just for him. So he better show up. He better come up. Commented all over my videos, want me to discuss regarding Jesus, and that's what we're gonna do here. That is what we're gonna do here. Hopefully, it's gonna show up, man. I hope he don't waste my time again. Let me make sure here that I'm actually good streaming here. Make sure that the phone is not playing game with me. Round two, brother. Round two. Round two. Let's see if we're gonna show up this time. Actually, let me pin. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me go ahead and pin this here. That way, he don't have no issues. Well, he should see it anyway. I don't gotta pin it. Yeah, round two. Round two. Let's see if it's gonna come on, man. I hope he don't waste my time again. To this, I'm gonna give him my 10 minutes. Max 10 minutes, and then yeah. If it doesn't show, then it is what it is. Just gonna block him. Okay, here he is. Finally, he said here. I hope you're home, my brother. So here's the link. Please click on the link so we can get this thing going. My time is very, very limited. I have wasted about 20 minutes waiting on you, which is not your fault. It seems like we miscommunicated. So, but yeah, go ahead, click the link. It should bring you up into my, I guess, backstage. That's what it's called. And then we can get this thing rolling. Okay, hit the link, man. With that said, guys, while you guys are coming in, please make sure you guys are liking the stream. Also share it. I don't know how you can do that on YouTube. You probably can do it. If you have the means to share it, go ahead and share it. I think this is going to be a good convo. It seems like you know what he's talking about, so that's good. Every time when they know what they're talking about, it's good. So, brother, there we go. There he is. What's up?
What's up?
How you doing, man?
Good. Long time.
A long
Fine.
time, brother. So here's the thing. Are you able to show your face?
No, I prefer to stay off.
You sure?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
I'm
man.
too famous. You know?
All right. All right. Okay. No
And
problem.
you never know. You never know the Jews are and stuff and come after me after. So
Yeah.
Michael Jackson shit.
No problem. No problem. I would prefer that you show your face. That way, I know that I'm talking to a real human, not a
Wow. I mean, you can see
robot.
my face. I mean, obviously, I'm not talking like a thing. We've been communicating a long time. So
All right. So, do you wanna tell the people about yourself, real quick? For those who don't know who you are, I mean, I don't know who you are. I
yeah,
don't
I'm
know.
LFA. What was the topic that we're talking about?
You can pick whatever you want to talk about, man.
Yeah, let's
You
talk
just
if about Jesus. Did he atone for mankind's sins? Um, because that is the belief of a lot of Christians that Jesus came to atone for mankind's sins.
okay. I thought you was going to talk about whether he is God or not, but okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
that's part of it. We can talk that too on the side note as well. Right.
So I want this to be more beneficial to people who's going to hear it. So I would like to stay on one topic at a time.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So if you want to talk about whether Jesus died for the sins of the
Atone.
people,
Yeah,
or
yeah. Let's do that topic for now.
okay, good. I mean, do you not want to tell the people who you are? Because I still don't know who you are. Are you a Muslim? Just to confirm, you're Muslim, right?
Yes, I am. You say Muslim. You want to modify it a little bit to say Muslim, as it's like Muslim, not Muslim. Muslim is like kind of like derogatory.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you didn't know that because it's a lot of Orientalists and a lot of racist Orientalists, right? They came up with the with the Z. It's not with the Z, it's with the S. So it's like,
Muslim.
yeah, Muslim.
All right. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Got it. Muslim. So you are Muslim to confirm, right?
Yes, sir. I
All right.
think so. Yeah,
So, what do you accept the sunnah of your prophet for?
absolutely,
Okay, awesome,
absolutely.
awesome. All right, well, that should be enough. Okay, okay, yeah. Hey, I'm following you, man. So lead the way, lead the way.
Okay, so the atonement of Jesus Christ is based on the original sin, right? So original sin is Adam and Eve, right? They say Adam and Eve sinned, and for that God put a curse on mankind, and the conditions where women would have to go through labor and to bear children, and man would have to work hard to earn bread. So fast forward, a number of years, Jesus comes as the Messiah, and the Christian belief is that he basically would wipe out everybody's sin. But see, if he did in fact atone for man, if he did die on the cross for mankind's sin, these two conditions naturally would be removed. Women would not have to go through labor, and a man wouldn't have to work hard to earn bread, right? So you know, that would
Uh,
be
okay. So there's two things that I would like to correct you on.
yeah.
So I don't believe that Jesus died for everyone, right? He
Mm,
died for those who accept him, right?
absolute. Yeah, that is
Okay.
a Christian belief. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure that is clear. Can you also say that? So why do people? I just want to make sure that I understood you correctly. Why do women still feel pain when they go to labor?
Mhm.
Therefore, if Jesus died for our sins, shouldn't that be taken away?
Yeah.
Well, no. The reason Jesus died for the actual sin, right? For the second death, right? He came to redeem his people, not just take away their pain. That's just the effect of sin. That's what sin brings. It brings sadness and pain, and that's what comes with it. But he came to die for the actual sin, not just so he can now feel good, or we won't feel pain, or we won't work hard. So what
No,
is the
but
problem with Jesus
those
dying?
were those were conditions set forth according to the Bible, right? According to the Old Testament. It's not that these are conditions. You understand? Like it's like a contract. Like if you have
Th-
a contract, if the
those are a
conditions,
result of sinning.
yeah. So I understand. So the if Jesus in fact came and atoned for mankind's sin,
Mhm.
so even by your thing that those who accept Jesus as the Son and Savior, they shouldn't have to work hard to earn money. Yet you got to go out and hustle, right? Women shouldn't have to go through labor if they believe in him. If any woman, any Jew woman walking down, as soon as she believes in, she could have a child. According to what you're saying, she could have a child through labor. But the second child, she believes in Jesus. She shouldn't have to go through the pain, right? You know what I'm saying? That would be conditioned, right? That if the conditions were met, that would be wiped out, right? Naturally,
Well,
normally, yeah.
no.
According to the universal laws, that would be the of contracts.
Well, again, Jesus, you are talking about the effects of sin. Those are the result of sinning, right? You sin, oh, that's the result that comes with it. But that's not what Jesus died for. He died for, for the second death that we are supposed to die. So God told Adam, if you do eat from the fruit of, if you don't follow my law, you will die, right? That's what God told Adam, and that he disobeyed God, and he did die a spiritual death, by the way, and a physical death. But really, that's not Jesus did not die for a physical death. He died for the spiritual death, for the second death that the Bible talks about. That's what he died for, right? So sinning, that's just the effects. When you, I hear what you're saying, but you are talking about the result of sin, of sinning.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, right? It's the conditions set forth by God on mankind, right? According to the Bible, you know, if the conditions met, if Jesus came, that's why they sent Jesus. He was like to atone for the original sin, wipe it out, right? So
So we won't die a second death.
once he came,
Mhm.
You know, according to Christian theology, right? We're talking about Christian theology. It once he came to atone for that original sin. That is the belief, right? Now, you know, man got to work hard. Women got to
Yeah,
go through labor.
you're
Now,
still
another
focusing
thing,
on the
uh,
result of sinning. That's
no,
not what
it's not
Jesus
the
died for.
result. No, no, we can talk about the sin. Okay, so with the sin, so if Jesus white came to wipe out everybody's sin, there's more sin going on today by every moment, by even by a minute globally than at Jesus's time in like a year. You know, there's more sin being committed today. You know, so if Jesus came
And
to wipe out sin and he eliminated sin, today you know there every second like we're talking like 5 minutes there in the last minute, you know, there's been more sin committed, you know, on the planet than Jesus like in 10 years, you know, at Jesus time,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you know, so Jesus would not be, you know, wiping out the sin, right? Like he didn't atone for anybody's sin.
I,
And
I,
it's like and him coming to atone for mankind's sin, like it's like as if your brother or a relative of yours went and committed robbery, robbed the bank, and the police came to you and said, hey, you're going to jail, buddy. You know, you're going to serve time, you're going to do the
how
10
about this?
years in jail
I got a
because
slide I want to share here.
yeah.
Not a slide, but a verse that I would like to share here.
uh,
But I genuinely want you when I'm, because I did tell you what Jesus died for, right? He died so we won't die the second death that the Bible talks about. Here, the Bible says that the law was brought so that the trespass or the sins might increase. But where sin increases, grace increase all the more, right? So you're obviously complaining, okay, there's so many sins
no,
now.
that's
The
not a
answer to it,
correlation.
hold on, let me just finish. So you're obviously talking about there are so many trespasses or there are so many sins, but the Bible tells us where sins bound, grace bound even more or increase all the more. When sin trespass increase, grace increase even more. So again, Jesus did not die so we won't, we won't feel pain when we go to labor. He died so we won't go to we won't die the second death. That's what he died for.
I understand there's varying theological understandings since then, but the original understanding was that once the Messiah comes, the original sin would be the original sin. If Jesus atoned for the original sin, that's the question, right? If he atoned for the original sin, there would be no more original sin, right? So right now, as it stands, is that so another theological thing is that so if a baby is born, like in the Catholic religion, right? If a baby is born, um, if it dies before baptism, right,
Mhm.
it's going to hell. That little baby's burning in hell,
That's not what
right?
the Bible teaches.
No, no, I
How
understand.
about this? Let's not
No, no,
critique
that
other
is,
people,
I
brother.
understand.
Uh,
Look, that is the Catholic.
I need you to talk to me then. Don't
Yeah,
if you want to go talk to the Catholic, that's fine.
I don't know which one are you? Are you Seventh Day or?
I'm not. I can't. I really don't have a denomination right now. I'm
You
still
got to pick a
looking.
denomination, bro, because like
I
it's
disagree with Paul. Look,
you
hear
know,
me.
like if I say one thing, you're gonna be like, no, 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 I'm not. You know,
No,
because all the Christian
if you want
denominations,
to,
they
LF,
have a different stance on a lot of
right?
things.
So let me say this. Let me say this.
Yeah,
You came here to talk to me.
yeah,
Ask me what do I believe. Oh, look. Oh, go to the Bible itself. Once you, because the Bible is my authority.
yeah.
But the reason I told you that I'm still looking around is because, hey, I don't just want to keep hopping around from this denomination to this other denomination or from this church to. I don't
Mm.
want to keep doing that. I want to make sure that I did my due
Okay,
diligence. So I
let's.
understand.
I
So
understand. Let's
critique
go
what I
by one.
believe from the
Yeah,
Bible, at least, or
yeah,
critique the Bible itself, not what other
yeah.
people believe.
So the okay, if forget about the Catholics then. So according to the Bible, right? So if the it doesn't spell it out for you, but if Jesus came to atone for mankind's sin, and those babies who have not accepted Jesus, they would burn in hell, right? That is pretty much,
Give me a verse that says that.
it doesn't it doesn't because one thing is the original sin is BS. Okay, it is load of crap. Load of
What
crap.
is the definition of original sin? How do you define that?
So original sin is that what Adam and Eve, right? They were in the garden, right? And God put that curse on them, right? On mankind, right? So the whole thing is that is complete fabrication. I believe original sin. They created this post Jesus like hundreds of years after, right?
So,
When they're
so,
coming up with the Trinity and stuff, right? But
so,
the
brother, let's
original
focus. So
original
this is
sin,
what original sin is. It is
yeah,
according to the Bible or according
yeah,
to my belief. So you can
yeah, yeah.
critique it.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Original sin is that we are born with the capability of sinning. We don't inherit other people's sins, but we are born with the capability of sinning. That's that's what at least what I mean when I said original sin. That's what I mean. Now you're gonna have to critique that, not whatever you think. Okay, this is what the original sin is. Critique
No.
my belief.
Yeah, yeah. So regardless of the your belief on your personal belief on the original sin, according to the Bible and theologians of yesteryear and thousands of years, right? Original sin, you were born with original sin from Adam and Eve. So everybody, every Christian, every believer and non-believer, right, is born with this original sin. So
No,
like
we
all
are
the
born
Muslims,
with the
all yeah, yeah.
capability
So
of
all,
sinning.
no, 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 no. That is a side thing came up with. Original sin has nothing to do with the capability.
Are you
It
able to
has to
critique
do.
that though? Are you able to critique that?
Yeah, yeah. You just open up Genesis, right? I don't have a Bible in front of me right now, but if you open up Genesis, you read the first, couple pages, right?
Give me the verse and the chapter.
Man,
Give me the book and the verse. So I would love for you to critique my belief. Okay.
no, I understand.
Right.
Look, that belief that we are capable of sinning, that is a more newer thing, right? It's not
No, a
from
thing.
from
That
yeah,
that's
it's
literally
not
what the Bible teaches.
like the Jews, the tribes of Israel, they didn't believe that they believed that the original sin is there, right? Like from the Bible, right? That
But the
everybody's
Bible
born.
teaches that a father will not die for the son's sins, or the son will not die for the father's sins. What are you
I
talking about?
understand. So that's a verse contradicting the original sin, right?
It's
You
not
know
contradict. Is it?
that
How?
that's a verse.
Please, let's not waste
That's
time, bro. Critique my belief of what the original sin is. If you can't critique it, maybe we can just move on.
okay. Let's go on to Jesus surviving the cross.
He survived the cross.
Yeah.
Where do you get that from?
So Jesus, when he came as the Messiah, and the Jews asked him, where's Elijah, right? And Jesus, right away pointed to John the Baptist and said, there is Elijah, right? John the Baptist, meaning that ain't nobody coming back from the dead, right? Now, Jesus, when he was walking, they were persecuting him on the street. Oh, this is after supposedly that he raised the dead and all of that, right? Which is again very spiritual. Like, I don't believe that Jesus actually raised the dead, because the repercussions of that would be like incredible. But he healed the blind and the lepers, again spiritually, right? Now
Bro,
the Jews,
bro,
after all of this, look, listen. If Jesus was literally raising the dead, healing the blind and the lepers, right? Physically, right? This is the Christian belief. He physically walked on all that. The Jews had the audacity to keep persecuting, throwing rocks at him and everything. And Jesus turned around and he's like, why are you persecuting me? And they're like, for blasphemy, right? You claim to be
brother, you're
Messiah.
kind of
So
everywhere
now,
now. Hold
no,
on,
no,
hold
no,
on.
I'm not going to
You
listen.
have a
So
verse. Hold on, bro. Hold on.
Jesus said,
Let me
you'll
tell you.
only be shown the sign of Jonah,
Okay.
right? You will only be shown the sign of Jonah. And the sign of Jonah, unequivocally, is that Jonah survived the belly. He got swallowed by a fish,
No.
survived, and came out alive. Did not die.
Have you ever read the book of Jonah at all?
A little bit.
No, you haven't. If you have, you should
No, no, no.
study.
But there's no other sign of Jonah. Tell me what other sign of Jonah?
Jonah
What
actually.
other sign?
Hold on, bro.
In that moment, listen.
Brother,
Hold on, hold on,
brother.
hold on.
I'll,
In
I'll
that
let you
moment.
monologue for a minute. Let me respond to what you're saying.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
So again, when you read the book of Jonah, he literally says that he was in the in Sheol. Sheol is the land of the dead. That's what Jonah says himself. Now you are quoting what Jesus said, but over and over. Let me show this verse. Let me see if I. Is it in Matthew? What was that? Let's see. Do you believe that Jesus is a liar? By the way.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Yeah. So let me show you what Jesus said here, man. Because you're making a claim or you're not
But
giving
do
me
you
that
believe
proof.
Jesus was a liar?
No.
Okay.
I just want to know
Yeah.
what you thought. So this
Yeah.
is what Jesus says. He says that when they came together in Galilee, he said to them, he there is Jesus talking. The Son of Man is going to be delivered into the hands of men, and that they will kill him. I read it again. They will kill him, and on the third day he will be raised to life. And that the disciple will be filled with grief. So Jesus himself says, I'm gonna die. The Son of Man is gonna be killed. And you said Jesus is not a liar. So according to Jesus, Jesus died.
So okay, look, there's Jesus said that you'll only be shown the sign of Jonah, correct? Yes. So what do you think the sign of Jonah is?
Yeah, again, the son of Jonah. You think that Jonah did not die. Jonah died. He was
No,
in the
no, no.
land of the dead.
No, 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 no. What does the sign of Jonah mean? We're not
What?
talking about he was in the land of dead. Jonah's
Mhm,
most significant event was that he was swallowed up by a whale
mhm.
and he survived. He came out alive, right?
Well,
Like you don't get swallowed up by a whale. Do you know anybody who gets swallowed up by a whale and comes out alive? You know,
did
I don't know
Jesus?
anybody that gets swallowed up by a fish and comes out alive. Usually they're dead, right?
What
So,
Jesus said
but
he's gonna be alive too. He's gonna resurrect on the third day.
no, no, no. Jesus said that but the sign of Jonah, okay? So
Mhm.
the sign of Jonah is that he didn't die. They weren't, the fish didn't kill him. Like he survived. He didn't die and resurrect. He came out alive. He survived it. He might have been injured, but he survived it, right? Now you look at the crucifixion, right? So Jesus, these Jews, according to Deuteronomy, right? The Jews are like, hey, you're a false prophet. We're gonna execute. In Deuteronomy, it says that if a false prophet comes to you, excuse me one second. If a
But
false prophet comes to you, you hang him from a tree. If he dies, he's a false prophet. Okay. So, based on this Deuteronomy verse, the Jews are like, let's crucify him, right? And if he survives, he's the Messiah. If he dies, he's dead, right? But they're really trying to kill him. Like, even if he was the Messiah, ain't nobody accepting this guy.
so,
The establishment
brother,
always rejects him. So, listen,
brother,
so then,
how to say your name, by the way? How to say your name?
LFA.
LFA. So
Yeah.
have you read the book of Jonah? At least the second chapter.
Ah, it's been a while. It's been like 20 years or something. But
Literally, if you read the
the,
book of Jonah, chapter 2, verse 1 and 2, verse 2, Jonah
yeah.
talks about being in Sheol in the land of the dead.
No, no, but what does that have any relevance to Jesus saying you'll only be shown the sign of Jonah?
You
I
are
understand he'll be in the
claiming,
line of the dead. He'll be okay. Jonah says, I'm in the land of the dead, walk through the shadow of the valley or whatever, right? But it has no correlation to what Jesus is saying. Jesus is
so
like,
let me
you'll
show the
only be
correlation. How about
the
you? How about you
sign
let me
of
show the
Jonah.
correlation here?
Sign. Okay, just Google it. Sign
No,
of
let me
Jonah.
show you the call. I don't gotta Google anything. All you
Yeah,
gotta do is read. Again, Jonah got swallowed up by the fish
yeah,
or
and
the
he
whale.
survived.
No, he died.
No, he didn't die.
Let me show
No,
you
he
chapter
didn't
2, verse.
die in the
Okay,
whale. That's
check
the
this out.
thing, right? He did
Can you read it?
not die.
Can you read that for me, friend?
Yeah, let's see. Where's
Can you see it? Is it too small?
no, no, no. What Jesus predicts his death. No, no, no. Go to
Oh,
the sign
oh,
of
oh,
Jonah,
oh!
right? Go to the
I,
sign of Jonah.
I shared a
Yeah,
wrong page here.
yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know I gotta
Like you're trying to
remove
trick
that.
me or something.
No, no, I promise. I don't use StreamYard as much. I didn't know you gotta remove the page and then add the page that you want to add to it. But sorry about that. I don't gotta trick you, bro. So I guess I gotta end the screen. It says, and then wait, what is this, guys? I don't use StreamYard so much, so you guys are gonna have to kind of forgive me a little. takes me a while to pull up a verse, but here, yeah, the Jonah chapter 2, verse 2. That's what I told you. If you read the book of Jonah, at least chapter 2, you would have seen that Jonah died. Now, can you read the verse for me? What's happening? You muted up. It's in
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so in my
Unfortunately.
distress,
Mhm.
I called to the Lord, and He answered me from deep in the realm of the dead. I called for help, and you listened to my cry. See, it doesn't say that he died. He could.
He was in the land of the dead.
Yeah, but he didn't die though. You understand,
If you are
right?
in, if you are
Like
in the
he's in
land
the
of the
land
dead,
of the
you
dead. How is he
die.
crying out? He didn't die. That's the sign of Jonah, unequivocally. Let's move on
Brother,
from
brother,
Jonah
hold on,
for a
hold
second.
on, hold on,
Hold on,
hold
hold
on,
on.
man, hold on.
You can come back to Jonah
Yeah,
after, but
I need
Jonah, the only sign
let
of
me make
Jonah.
let me make my point real quick, bro.
Okay.
Because I don't want us to be everywhere and not
No, no, we're
connected.
not. We're not. No, no. It's all connected, bro. It's
No,
all
no,
connected.
okay.
It all comes full circle.
According to Jonah,
Yeah.
was he in the land of the dead?
See, are we not in the land of the dead? Like right now, are you?
No,
Which
we
state
are
do
in the land of the living. I can show you a verse that
you?
said, okay. Are we in the land of the
Look,
dead? Are you serious? You just
spiritually
said that we're
dead.
in the land of
Which
the dead?
state do you live in? Which state do you live in?
It doesn't matter. But are we in
Okay,
the
okay.
land of the
Look,
dead?
look. You live in Texas, Las Vegas, New York, California, wherever you live.
Brother,
You're
please.
in the land of the dead.
I
Look
need you
around
to
you.
answer
Look,
my
all
question.
the
Hold
people.
on,
There's
bro.
zombies walking around, going to.
LFA,
They're dead. That's what
LFA,
it means. They're dead in the land of the
LFA,
dead, right? So
LFA.
yeah.
Please, please, please. I need let's get from A to B. Let's not stay and go back to things that we should not even be debating about.
Yo, look,
So
look.
I showed you a hold
If
on,
Joe,
bro. Hold on, let me
yeah,
just finish
yeah,
this. I
yeah.
showed you a verse where Jesus himself said he's gonna be killed, and on the third
We'll get
day,
to we'll get to there after, okay? But let's establish Jonah's sign, right? Jonah's sign is that he survived facing certain death and he walked away. Okay, that is the only relevance to Jonah's sign, right? You know, Jonah's story goes, right? So now Jesus, he's like, you'll only be shown the sign of Jonah. You are no prophet has honor in his own land. And do you know what Jesus's mission statement was?
brother, whatever you're saying, what does
No,
it
no, no.
have to do with anything that we are talking about?
We're talking about Jesus if he survived the cross or not,
But
if he rose
well,
up or he, you know, continued.
Jesus already said that he's gonna be killed.
I understand. I understand. That's
Okay,
what the Bible says. Okay, look,
can you deal with
look,
it?
look, look. No, no. There's like I said, there's other verses, right? You
Okay.
know, I'm dealing with.
How about you give me those
I,
verses? Let's not waste time.
yeah,
Give
I
me those
am.
verses.
You pull up Matthew. Pull up Matthew.
Okay.
I'm speaking from Matthew straight.
Okay.
Okay.
Matthew,
So okay.
give me the chapter and the
I
verse.
can't. I'm free talking. I don't have the Bible in front of me, but all the verses are there from the Bible. Okay,
I
I
know.
know.
Just give me the verse so I know what you're talking about. Simply say Matthew doesn't
Oh
help
man,
any of us here.
okay. Look. If you guys read Matthew, it's all there. Okay, I'm not saying anything you don't know already, bro.
According
Okay,
Matthew,
I'm not.
look.
Listen.
Hold
I'm
on, bro.
not
Hold on,
saying
brother.
anything. Have I said anything so far that you don't know a reference of, like Jonah, Adam? You know, I have
Yes, you
not,
did.
right? I
Bro,
have not.
hold
You
on,
know
hold on.
the original sin. You know about it, right? You have a vague idea, maybe.
Is this Matthew here? Is this Matthew?
That's Matthew. Yes, yes,
Can you read
yes.
what Matthew says? Can you read it?
Yeah, it says here in Matthew chapter 17, verse 22, 23. I don't know, is this a KJV version or
Should be the NIV, bro.
this is
It's
a
up
New
there.
International Version?
Yes.
NIV version Bible? Okay. So in the NIV version Bible, it says when they came together in Galilee. Oh, I'm getting there, bro. I'm glad you
Brother,
pulled this
can you
up.
read the
No,
verse?
no, no, no,
Hold
I'm
on.
getting there, bro.
Okay. Look, read the
Okay,
verse
okay,
and
okay.
then
Where's
get
the
there.
verse after this? We'll pull up the verse after this.
Look. The
Okay?
next verse. I'll put up the whole chapter. Here.
Pull up the whole chapter, please. Always pull up verses
So
before and after. Okay,
this,
look. Let me get to my story now. Okay, so
I
Jesus.
don't want to hear your story. You quoted
Let's
Matthew.
get
You
to
said,
the.
hold on, bro. You can't keep
Yeah,
cutting me off now.
yeah.
We can't have a convo like that. You said that Matthew said that Jesus is not was going to survive the cross. I just showed you a verse where Matthew says quoting Jesus that Jesus is going to be killed. Verse 22. Can you please read? Now, if you want to
Mhm.
read verse
No,
24
but you
or
read the
23,
verse
that's
that
when you.
says you read the verse that says no prophet has honor in his own land. And back to
What
the
does that have to do with Jesus dying?
Hmm. He didn't die. Now look, the you go to the
I think I wasted my time, bro.
no, bro, listen. No, no, no. This is pertinent to your future, everybody's future. Listen. So Jesus, what is his mission statement? Do you know his mission statement? Do you
Brother,
know? Do you
brother.
want me to state? Okay, Jesus's mission statement is I am here for the lost sheep of Israel. That is Jesus's clear, uncut, unadulterated mission statement, clear as day. I am here for the lost sheep of Israel. Now, what is the lost sheep of Israel? Those are all the tribes, Jewish tribes spread out all over the Middle East, back in those days. Now, there's only two tribes in Jerusalem at the time, right? The tribe of Judah and another one, right? Now, this is Jesus. Listen to me. Jesus' mission statement, I'm here for the lost sheep of Israel, right? I'm the Messiah. I'm here. I'm the promised Messiah. I'm here for the lost sheep of Israel. If Jesus was to trip, fall, and bash his head open, if he was to have a heart attack, if anything was to happen to him before he completed that mission, he would be an absolute failure. Yes? No? He would be a failure. According to his own clear cut mission statement that I am here for the lost sheep of Israel, right? That if he was to
Bro,
die on the cross, if he was to
hold
not
on, man.
admit,
Hold
if
on.
he was to be raised up to heaven,
LFA, LFA,
yes,
LFA, please, let's
yeah,
not waste each other's time here. Tell me, in God is great on earth, and everything you just said,
yeah.
what does it have to do with Jesus not dying on the cross? And
Oh,
everything you just said,
yeah,
what does
he
it have
said,
to do
I
with the
yeah,
topic?
because he's a messenger of God, and he came as a prophet to the Jews, right, as their Messiah, right? The Jews rejected him; they tried to murder him, right? Those Jews in Jerusalem, right? So, Jesus, they tried to murder him on the cross. Okay, now the thing is, Jesus wasn't murdered; he survived. When they
Give
put
me
him
a
up on the
proof of
cross,
that. Give me a
I'm
verse.
giving you. You
Proof.
keep interrupting me, bro. I'm
Because you're
giving.
just saying a lot of
I'm
nothing.
giving. No, no. It's all there in the Bible, bro. It's
Okay,
all
give
there.
me
You know it. I'm
verse.
pulling up the verses.
Verse.
You've even, in fact, pulled up verses that I will cite later on, right?
Yeah,
About
can you
Matthew
cite
chapter
a
22.
verse, please?
Okay. Listen. You can pull them up as I speak. Okay. So Jesus, Pilate doesn't want to execute Jesus, right? The Jews are like, no, no, you have to kill this guy because if you don't execute Jesus, right, we'll start a rebellion. Pilate's begging the Jews. He's like, listen, I'll go get this guy, I'll execute that guy, I'll hunt anybody down on the face of the planet for you guys. Just let Jesus walk, right? He's a good guy. He didn't do anything to you guys. But the Jews are like, no, no, no. If you don't execute Jesus, we're gonna have a revolt, right? And you're effed, right? So Pilate's like, okay, he washes his hands. He's like, it's on you guys doing this, right? Clearly. So they put Jesus up on a Friday afternoon around like 1, 2 p.m., right? The law of the land at that time was that on the Sabbath, everybody must come off the cross, right? So as soon as it gets dark on a Friday, it's the Sabbath starts, and they must bring everybody off the cross, right? And that's the law of the land, right? So as soon as they put Jesus up on the cross, right? Jesus cries out, "Allah, Allah, lama sabachthani." It means, God, "Oh God, why have you forsaken?" And he passes out, right? That's when everybody thinks he died, right? But he just like passed out, right? And then the sky goes dark, right? So Jesus is up on the cross for like an hour, 2 hours, right? Usually people die from crucifixion over a week, 2 weeks, and it's from suffocation. The rib cage needs to collapse and crush the lungs, right? So even like 3-4 days is not enough time, right? So Jesus passes out, and it's now time to bring everybody down from the cross. So the centurion goes up to Jesus and pokes him with the spear, right? Blood and water gush forth, right? Meaning that Jesus' heart is still beating. The moment the heart stops, all blood flow stops. blood and water gushing forth means that Jesus' heart is clearly beating, right? You can talk to any medical professional about this, right? Now, that centurion unfortunately was not a medical professional. Okay, so now water
Brother,
is a
do you
the
have a
hold on.
awareness whatsoever? How long you have? Okay. Uh,
Blood and water, the water is
thank
plural
you for wasting my
because
time.
Jesus
No.
Jesus was injured.
LFA,
Jesus was
LFA,
injured. So yeah.
Hear me out, bro. I sit here
Mm.
just to see if you have a self awareness here. You talk for almost 5 minutes. You said nothing.
I
Nothing.
did listen.
Do
What are
you
you
have
talking
a
about? I'm
topic
saying,
that you are more familiar with that way
yeah,
we can actually talk?
yeah. We're talking about Jesus
You're
surviving
not.
the cross. I'm very familiar with
I,
Jesus.
I, I don't. I don't think you're ready
Crucifixion.
for this. You're not
Yeah.
ready for this. I asked for a single verse that proves
Okay,
your case. You haven't given me none.
yeah. It's all in Matthew, bro.
I just
Eh,
showed you a verse in Matthew where Jesus said he was
Yeah,
gonna.
yeah. Okay, so that's Galilee, right? That's in Galilee. That verse you pulled up, that's in Galilee,
And
right?
does
So,
he say he was gonna die?
pardon me.
And did he say he was gonna die?
It, it does say, yeah, in that verse. Pull up that verse again, please. Like, keep it on the screen.
You read it. I don't. I
Uh,
shouldn't have to do it again. Did he said that he was gonna
uh,
die and be raised again on the third day?
Uh, it depends which Bible you read, right?
No,
So
in
you
every
know,
Bible it says the
the
same thing.
NIV.
Again,
I'm sure.
again.
I'm sure. If
What
we pull
Bible
up
do you
a
prefer?
KJV, it's different. If we pull
Okay.
up a KJV, it's different. If we
All right,
pull up a
let's pull.
NIV,
Hold on. Let's
let's
pull out the
keep
K.
going with the
No, no, no,
scenario
no,
here.
no, no. We're putting out the KJV. That's what you
Uh,
accept. So let's
yeah,
pull out the KJV.
it's a little bit more precise, you know.
Okay, okay.
Although the guy King James wrote a book about witches and
Brother,
witches
what
before.
Bible? What translation do you accept?
Let's just go with King James.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's a
let me
little
pull
bit.
up the KJV then. Let's see what Matthew
Yeah,
say in KJV.
yeah.
All right, 17 verse 22. I mean
Verse
23 and 24.
22.
All
Was
right.
it Matthew?
Yes.
Uh,
Matthew
17
17, 23,
verse
24. But
2.
we're gonna start on 22. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, please go ahead and read it. Start on 22 all the way to 23. Go ahead.
Um.
I'm
Okay.
trying to
So
highlight before you.
Jesus. Then Jesus answered and said, "O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I bear
What
with
verse are
you?"
you reading, friend?
17.
Chapter 17, verse 22.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I like to always read before and after, right?
You know what? Go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Where's more of our
O
time?
faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I bear with you? Bring him here to me. And Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of him. The child was cured from that very hour. Then the disciples came to Jesus privately and said, "Why could we not cast it out?" So Jesus said to him, "Because of your unbelief. For surely I say to you, if you have a mustard seed of faith, you will say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you." However, this kind does not go except by prayer and fasting. So a mustard seed of faith, you can move mountains. Okay.
Brother, what the
Now,
heck? Please
while
read 22. Read the verse that I gave you now. Because we're on the verse. Read it.
no, that will come back after. Verse 20 will come up after. Okay. So now while they were staying in Galilee, Jesus again predicts his death and resurrection. Okay. So now while they were staying in Galilee, Jesus said to them, "The Son of Man is about to be betrayed into the hands of men," right? "And they will kill him, and the third day he will be raised up." And they were exceedingly sorrowful.
Pause
Peter
for a
and
minute. Hold on, hold on.
Kate,
Whoa,
yeah,
whoa.
uh,
So, according to the heading itself said, Jesus again predict his what?
predict thing.
I got it
According to that
highlighted,
verse.
bro.
But what is the sign of Jonah, right? So,
Brother, it's okay. We're gonna
uh,
get to that. I need you to focus for a minute. You have not. We have been talking for. Let me see. How long? Uh,
look.
39 minutes.
Okay, let
39.
me
No,
listen.
I need.
Okay,
Hold
we'll
on.
put this aside. We'll put this
Whoa.
verse aside for a
No, we're
second.
not. No, we're not. So
We
according to
put
the
the Jonah
heading,
side. Oh yeah.
what did Jesus predicted?
Jesus, according to this Bible, right,
This is the
says
Bible you prefer, though, right?
KJV is a little bit more standardized than the other ones, right? The New American
Okay.
and all
What
KJV is a little
Bible do you
old school.
prefer so you
Look,
won't
look,
keep moving around
look. The
translations?
Bible, this is a different subject. You understand? If we go into the
Ah,
validity
man,
and the
this is
authenticity,
not.
this
So
right?
here it is.
Okay, hold
I
on.
appreciate you for the
We
convo.
got more verses. Listen,
No,
don't
no,
get
no.
stuck on this one verse. Okay,
LFA,
listen.
LFA,
Jesus is saying no
LFA.
prophet has honor.
I gotta mute you, bro. Thank you for wasting my time. I thought you was a guy that I couldn't actually have a convo with. I'm regretting my
Yo,
time.
listen.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. I'm speaking.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So the reason I want to move on from this, the reason I don't even want to talk to you anymore, you're so dishonest. I
I'm
cannot
not
talk
dishonest.
to dishonest people.
You are being dishonest, bro.
You asked for the KJV.
I
Now
understand.
you
Look,
want
the
another
Bible says,
translation.
no, no, look, we okay, this says that, but Jesus also said, I'm here for the lost sheep of Israel. Do you
What does that
understand?
have
That's
to
his
do
mission.
with
That
Jesus
has to do with
dying on the
everything.
cross?
His mission statement is like, he didn't say, I'm here to die for your sins, right? He said, I'm here for the lost sheep of Israel, right? Jesus didn't say, I'm here to die for your sins,
Why are
right?
you yelling?
He said, I'm not yelling. Look, he said, I'm here for the lost sheep of Israel. That's his mission statement. You understand? So it has everything to do with it, right?
All right,
That's a
so
huge thing, right? So
let's
now
see
you have a
how honest you can
contradictory
be.
verse.
It's,
Look,
it's
look,
okay. We're
there's a,
gonna see if that contradicts. Hold on, bro.
you know,
Hold on, man. Let me respond
yeah,
to what you just said.
yeah.
According to the verse that I showed you, I'm
Mm.
testing your honest. I want to see if I can proceed with this convo with you.
Which verse are you
According
saying?
according to Matthew 17, the verse that I
Mm.
showed you from 22 all the way to 23.
Yeah, but we're
According to that.
forgetting about Jesus's mission statement, right? And all his other things. Let's not forget. We got.
Ah, bye. Hey, take care, my friend. Gosh. Oh my god. I wasted about an hour of my life I would never get back. I don't know what to do, guys. Okay, this is I mean, in the comment section, I thought he was not stoned. I thought he was a normal guy that I could have a convo with. But LFA, man, you disappointed me. You very, very disappointed me. If we have Christians that want to hop up real quick, you guys can come up. Then I'm gonna close it out. I can't continue having a convo with a dude. It's ridiculous, man. Muslim, y'all gotta do better, man. Y'all gotta do. If that's the best you guys got, then no hope for the ummah. No hope for the ummah. He said, brother, nothing you can do. You said nothing you can do with us, dude. Hey, uh, I wish I would listen that to. You want a link? Yeah, let me see if I can give you guys a link here because at least I'll be able to speak to my brothers and sisters here, so my time is not wasted. Yeah, that is the link. If you're a Christian and you want to hop on, bro, you are more than welcome to hop on. Just say hello. Let me hear though. I want to hear how you guys sound. Let me hear your voice. Because I know you guys is just I don't know how you sound like. Yeah, that's the link there for those who want to come up. I would appreciate you if you guys can actually come up and say hi. So this is I think I would never do this with the Muslims again. I won't do it anymore. What's up, brother Pecan? How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. How are you?
Man, how did you sit through that, man? Why you didn't click off the link? Why you didn't click off the live, man? The stream. Why you didn't do that? What happened? Pecan just left. Wow, my brother. I can't even dab. LLC, I cannot dab. I don't have that option. Says I got destroyed and I ran. Yeah. I mean, by the way, this is how he was in my comment sections. I was like, this dude he's talking a lot. Maybe if I speak to him, if I do speak to him, Maybe he will be able to tell me what the heck is going on. Yeah, he was like that in my comment. I'm running, or it's just ridiculous. But yeah, if you are a Christian, there's a link there. Please go ahead and come up, say hello.
Hello.
I don't want
So
this
good.
up. Yes, Pecan, how you doing, my brother?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Man, nice to hear from
Yeah.
you, man.
That dude was a dummy. Bro. Like, it literally lines up perfectly. Jonah was in the realm of the dead for 3 days,
Yep,
and then Jesus says, "There's no signs," and then he dies, and then resurrects for 3 days. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, what are we doing?
I don't know, man. What we doing here, man? So he says, I think LLC might be to you might be to something, man. You might be an atheist just trolling me. I mean, maybe
And
you might be.
and then on top of that, he said Jesus didn't die. I'm like, Romans knew how to perfect the crucifixion, so they knew how to get rid of folks. They
Yep,
they knew the placements and all that. And then on top of that, he died of a broken heart. So how did he
yep,
survive the crucifixion if he died of a broken heart? Come on, what are we doing?
yep, yep. I mean, I again, I didn't know he was this low tier, man. Sorry for wasting you guys' time, but it is what it is.
Yeah, man, he lucky. Yeah, he lucky. I don't gotta work tomorrow because I would have been pissed. Yo, you got me up and you doing all this nonsense. And he's reading it. He's reading it right there. It says Jesus predicts his death.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
but he's not talking about that. He's just squirming like a
yeah,
roach.
yeah.
Okay? It's crazy.
Well, brother, LSC, you want to hop up real quick, man? I want to hear from you, and then we're gonna close this thing. Thank you for that, picking. Nice to hear from you, man. Now I know how you
Yeah,
sound like.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, yeah. I'm a New Yorker, so I was getting a little frustrated in the chat, like, bro, like, like it's in your face. You reading it. He's like, "Oh, let me get the KJV." It don't matter. You're still getting cooked
It
either
doesn't
way.
change anything. He thought the KJV would have saved him from it, but apparently he think that. By the way, guys, those are just translations of the Bible. It's not like another Bible, or it's gonna contradict this other Bible here. No, it's just a translation, but they don't get it for some reason that don't get it. Yeah. Well, brother, I'm gonna close this thing out. I appreciate you for hanging around, man. You started with me too,
I'm
so
good. I'm about to get ready to get some sleep.
oh yeah, me too. Well, it's 9:14 here for me, so it might be a little early, but yeah, for sure. Thanks for helping out, my brother. LSC, man, I appreciate you, man. Wafa, please don't ever, 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 ever comment on my videos talking about, oh, I want to have a discussion with you. Oh, don't do that. You are a waste of time. You are a waste of time. I'm very, very disappointed. So this is probably just ruined me having another convo, in the future. I don't know if I might be able to do it anymore. I thought this was going to be a good convo because you was talking a lot, but unfortunately, wasting my time. But anyway, guys, I thank you guys for joining. Make sure I'm gonna leave this stream up to. I don't got no reason to delete it, so I can show people how ignorant and how deceitful and how inconsistent and how Muslims are. Because this is not just him. Every Muslim that claims that Jesus did not die. By the way, they will grant you the Bible. That's how stupid they are. They will still grant you the Bible and say, "Oh, according to the Bible, Jesus did not die." And they were trying to use the sign of Jonah, like that helps them when it helps us. But anyway, guys, yeah, make sure you leave a like and definitely gonna see y'all tomorrow because that's when we stream Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Sometimes Saturday, actually Saturday, not Sunday. Sunday sometimes. But with that said, guys, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for wasting y'all time. But yeah, let's blame Lifa. See you guys tomorrow.